Welcome everyone to a brand new video here in Msfs 2024 where we're going to be taking the brand newly updated PMDG 737-700 from here in Haneda to Nagasaki in Japan, and we're also going to be flying on Vatsim. Well, welcome everyone to a brand new video here on the channel. I'm yet to fly the PMDG 737-700. This is the newly updated version which has just been released, and I thought why not do a lovely flight in Japan, one we haven't done in quite a while, and we're going to be checking out the new features that comes with this aircraft. Now pretty much I've heard the new stuff is kind of just to do with the textures and the interaction from the outside, as well as a few updates to flight controls and etc. Kind of things like that, stuff you don't always see. However, there is a lot of good detail that's gone into this update, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like in the simulator itself. So we're going to hop into the view, which is this one here. This is the walk around mode. Now apparently what you can do in this walk around mode is actually open up the doors from the outside, a bit like what you can do with the other aircraft like Phoenix. As you can see, there's a click spot here already, so if we click this, look at that, the door opens up from the outside. So that's pretty cool that we can do all of these kind of features like that now with the PMDG 737. How you shut the door, I do not know, so I think we have to go into the cabin to be able to do that one. Is there anything here we can press? I think you can, so we can't really get rid of that, but there is a click spot right there, unless it's clicking something on the inside, potentially. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's head down here then, and we should be able to head into the wheel well, where apparently there's a lot more detail underneath here as well. I mean, look at that. That does look pretty insane. That looks quite cool. I mean, these are places you don't spend much time in the simulator itself, but it's nice to have PMDG put in more effort into their textures. I mean, the wheels look pretty decent as well. They look, oh, hello. They look not. Oh, I think we're stuck in the wheel well, guys. How'd you get out of the wheel? Okay, we're stuck. Wait. Oh, okay. Hang on. let's go into the flight deck and then make our way back out again. Hopefully we're not still in the wheel. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, in general, the exterior also does look just a bit sharper, I find. Before, the PMDG exterior was a bit blurry, just a bit under-loved, to be honest. But I do think it does look much better. I mean, even in areas like this, the engines as well, they just look sharper. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen loads of videos already about this, so I won't bang on too much, but in general, it does just look quite sharp. So I'm quite happy with how it's looking. Let's shut this door. There should be a gust lock somewhere. Is it this one? Ah, there we go. And then that shuts the door for us like here we are all upon 373 Boeing 737-700. Airtime stay is 1 hour 42 minutes, not too bad. Cruising flight level 30,000 feet, 149 passengers. We're departing off runway 16 left, which is this runway right parallel to us here. And then we're on the direct departure, and then arriving into Nagasaki on the Saraku arrival, runway 14, which apparently is not used at the moment, so we might have to change that. And our routing today takes us all across Japan, past Osaka and Hiroshima, had to get that one right then, and then landing into Nagasaki, where the weather doesn't look too good at the moment. We shall see. It looked a bit rainy when I went there earlier on. Without further ado, let's head straight into the flight deck and get this Boeing 737 powered up. Wonderful. So the first thing we're going to do is request boarding from GSX. Boarding requested. Oh, I can't hear anyone from GSX. Oh, that's why. You've got to release all the vehicles. Goodbye. We can't have a jetway and stairs at once. That wouldn't work very well for us, would it? Off you pop. There we go. Now, does it make us... service in progress. Oh, cool. Just got no sound, which is peculiar. Also, this is not the Boris sounds, guys. Unfortunately, there's not been no update as of yet for Boris sounds. So this is the default PMDG 737 sounds today. So we'll see what they're like. I haven't used them in quite a while. Whether or not, obviously, we prefer them, time will tell. I doubt, but we'll figure it out. Lovely. METAR today, 12011 knots. Few clouds at 3000. Broken. 14 degrees, QNH 1022, and no significant changes expected. Here comes the battery power. On with the ground power as well, and we're going to switch the IRSs to nav. Going from left to right, everything looks good there, everything looks good there, and then emergency exit lights to arm. Seatbelt signs come on as well, window heats can be switched on, and that is looking good, steady, and we'll set this up to 300, and Jaden will know that I have to check the landing altitude. Airport elevation is 8, so we'll set 50 for this one here. Packs look good, everything down there looks good. We're going to set our squawk to 2000, and we'll just set it to TA now, otherwise I will forget. 122.8 is Unicom. We're going to get that one ready in there. Not just yet, no ATC around unfortunately. Data link, ATC, we'll leave it on that side. FMC, position in it, and it is Romeo, Juliet, Tango, Tango. Pop that in the airport, pop that one in there, and then destination is Romeo, Juliet, Foxtrot, uniform. Pop that in the destination. We're going to do a flight plan request from Simbreif. Set payload, set fuel, and select the route. Love the sound of the door opening, sounds so hefty. Beautiful. Right, so there, GSX is going to do all the payload for us. We can load in the routes. Activate and execute. Now, I do kind of want to choose a departure today. There we go. So we're going to be departing on the Gerso 1 departure today. So if we go to departure arrival page, runway 16 left, Gerso 1, execute that. That's our departure SID showing there. N1 limit, cost index on today's flight was 30. So we're going to set 30 in the cost index. Reserves 1, 0 fuel weight, flight level 300, and N1 limit will be next. So if we go to our takeoff performance tool, runway 16 left, import, import, import. Calculate takeoff 1, selected temperature 62. Ignore that. Takeoff 1 is set. Takeoff will be flaps 5. Flaps 5, there's a trim. And V1, V2, VRs all in there. 4.83 is the trim. We're going to set that one. That's about right. And what was it again? 133 for V2. Nice and low. 133. Flight director left, flight director right. LNAV and VNAV can be switched on. And we're going to set our runway heading, if I can get the click spot. Runway heading of 160, and altitude we can put that all the way up to flight level 300. There we go, lovely stuff. That's all done. Set up the MCP, PF, get the right words, Jack. ND. Traffic and data can be switched on. Everything on the QNH is already set. Now if we go to the overhead panel, I would like to start up the APU. So we're going to switch on our fuel pumps and start it up because it won't take too long to board the lovely passengers. Boarding is completed as well now, so let's head back into the flight deck. I'm going to switch on our APU bleed and get push back ready. We're going to pop on our anti-collision light because we're pretty much set to go straight away. Also, I do just want to add that actually looking at the model of the aircraft itself from the wing view, I have noticed the wing does look more sharp. Like textures just look a bit more better than a wing for some reason. I mean, this might just be a placebo effect, I don't know, but before, I don't know, I just found it looked a bit blurry on this part, whereas looking at this now, it does look a lot clearer, a lot more crisp. So I'm impressed with that, if that is the case. It's definitely brought it more into 2024 standards. Right, anyway, left waffling on. Let's prepare for pushback and departure. That shouldn't take too long. You can hear the doors shutting now. I will shut the flight deck door. Now, what I was going to find out is if I press arm on the tablet, does it arm the doors here? It does. That's nice. That's a good little feature, I like that. Parking brakes, released. And we'll start up engine 2. We'll see what the sounds are like without the Boris sound pack. you know what? They're not actually that bad. Is it Echo Simulations, the guys who done this sound? I think so. Not as much bass to them, I don't think. But they still sound, I mean, so much better than the old, you know, 737 sounds back in 2020. They've got a bit of a rumble to them. So wait for 25% N2. And pop in the fuel. Yeah, not bad at all today. So, oh, hello. The camera's gone down a little bit. That's funny. Right, anyway, so our taxi route, we are currently... There we go. So, we are currently just pushed back onto Echo 10. We go from Echo Charlie all the way to Charlie 1-4 to start our roll. Actually, no, to be fair, we could go Charlie 1-2. We don't need full length of the run. Actually, we did do full length, so no, we will go. We'll go from Charlie 1-3. So literally Echo Charlie 1-3, and then on departure, straight out, and then a sharp right hand turn, and then travelling back on ourselves to Kamat, and then our departure SID ends here at Gusro, and then we fly all the way down to our destination. Okay, generator 1, generator 2, APU off, start switches continuous. Runway turner flights, taxi lights can all come on. Yaw damper, Gen 1, Pro P left, right, electrics on as well. If I can get the click spot. It's the only thing that's quite annoying with Msfs 2024. Backs to auto, APU bleed off, and we're going to also set flaps 5. 1, 2, 5. There we go, flaps are being set. Quick flight control check, full left, full right, full up, and full down. Releasing the parking brakes and a bit of thrust. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I won't lie. Parking brakes released? It did. Very similar to the Boris sounds. So we're going to try something new today. We're going to do a bit of a takeoff camera for the Yoke, so you can see the movements that I am doing along with flying the aircraft. So we're going to switch on our landing lights, and we're also going to switch on the strobes. Get the cabin, let them know that we're about to take off. Haneda traffic, all upon 373 taking off 16 left. We're going to arm the auto thrust, get ourselves lined up nicely, and we're going to select 40%. Stable. Toga. Sounds good. 80 knots checked. V1. Rotates.
Positive rate.
Gear up. There we have it.
Boeing 2 Alpha November. ETC services terminated. Good day.
That felt very nice to fly. It did feel quite light, hence we've got quite a steep climb here. What's that beeping noise? It's like the minimum's noise, isn't it? But that did sound really, really nice. Brilliant. Right, command A is set on, and we're gonna go flaps 2. And flaps 1. Flaps up, which now means our landing lights can come off. Runway tunnel flights, taxi takeoff lights off as well. Haneda traffic on upon 373 passing 3,000 feet on the Gurso 1 departure. There goes Haneda. Really lovely airport to fly to and from. The scenery here is by just Asobo, the default scenery package. Oh, look at that! What is that? So I know who that is. Let me know in the not who that is. So if anyone knows what that is, do let me know in the comments below. Beautiful departure. And it should be a really lovely arrival as well. Start the clock, silly Billy. Now we'll change to standard pressure of about 6,000 feet. Brilliant, standard pressure. Left and right. Release the crew. I'm so glad I updated Chaseplane for this video as well, because Chaseplane in my last 737 video was just really annoying me. There's so many bugs of it with the PMDG, but thankfully it's fixed itself up. I think we'll go direct to Gurso from here. Stop the left-righty look, and we'll delete Tiara, and we'll delete Gurso, and then go to Lebos. And that is the new flight plan departure for us. Look at the city down there, it looks incredible. Really nice. And I have to say, with the default PMDG sounds, they do sound very similar to Boris. Engine-wise, they do sound very nice. So if you don't want the Boris sound pack, I mean, this is not a bad shout at all if you just want the default. Well guys, I'm going to leave it there for the rest of the video until we get closer to Nagasaki, and I will catch you all very shortly. Welcome back to the flight deck, everyone. It's that time of day where we start planning the arrival into the destination that we are off to. As you can see, it is very cloudy, and it's a bit turbulent up here as well. Very high clouds today over Japan. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to show you all what to expect on the flight plan. So, as you can see here, we're going to be doing the RNAV arrival, the Saraku arrival, RNAV runway 14 by the Ogi transition, and the arrival looks something like this. We're coming from Ogi, and then it's a sharp, well, not sharp left turn, 90-degree left turn into Nagasaki Airport, runway 14. And it should be quite a pretty arrival. Where the airport's situated is quite interesting. So yeah, anyway, there's not much else I can really show you. It's kind of just some standard RNAV, you know. We'll do it visually into the runway itself. But on the approach chart, we need to be at Ogi at 11,000 feet. I think I might set 3,700 in the MCP just because at Sarek that's where the RNAV is going to kick in. So we'll set 3,700 in the MCP. Joe, I do find it really annoying when Chaseplane stops the shakes when you start touching buttons in the aircraft. Does anyone know how to disable that? Because now I'm not touching anything, the turbulence will come back in like that. I don't know, I just find it, yeah, it'll stop again when I move the mouse. There must be a way to disable that, I don't know. Lovely, so that's set in the MCP. And then with the RNAV, we need to go from Nodep at 1,500 feet and then start our glide into runway 14. So that's pretty much what we're doing today. Let's plan this into the FMC. Departure arrival. Arrival RNAV 14. Saruki, and it's the Saruk transition. Execute init ref. It's quite a short run. Actually, no, it's not. It's not that bad of a runway. We'll do flaps 30. We're nice and light anyway. So flaps 30, 132 plus 5 will be our final landing speed. And any discommunities in there? Nope. And that is everything planned for the arrival. Top of descent is in 207 nautical miles at 5:32 Zulu. So we've got 32 minutes until we start our descent. Welcome back to the flight deck, everyone. So we're just passing 7,500 feet and it's still extremely bumpy. We've had the seatbelt signs on for pretty much most of this flight now. It's just one of those flights, I guess, where we're just constantly through turbulence, but hey ho, makes it a bit more interesting, right? Auto brake is set to 3 for arrival. Speed is just so slippery at the moment, just up, down, up, down, up, down. Drag is required, so we're going to get out some speed brake for ourselves. There we go, that should help us out a bit with the speed, and we'll start setting some flaps shortly as well. Actually, if I take the speed myself, we'll set it down to 220, that's quite good. I mean, the decel point's right there actually, so we can even set about 200 knots, will be pretty decent. And we're going to select flaps 1, and also just make sure that our speed, flaps 30, so 130 plus 5. 135 will be the new speed. And we're going to set our altitude to 1,500 feet. Around about there. And I also want to take control of the aircraft sooner rather than later, just to make it a bit more interesting, obviously, because it is an RNAV arrival. Alright, let's set flaps 2. I realise that there's no flap sounds, is there? When the flaps go into lock. Yeah, look. No flap sounds. That is interesting. I wonder if that's a little bug. Okay, flaps 5. And we'll set 180 knots. To be fair, speeds come down quite decently. Got 20 knot headwind, which does help out. That's the airport on that little island over there. That's why it's quite an exciting arrival, because of that little bit over there. Select 160. We can bring in the speed brakes. Speed came down quite nicely. And we'll select them to arm. Yeah, a bit weird how there's no sounds for the flaps. I'm pretty sure there was when we set it for departure. So I'm not sure why there isn't any now. Right, one last check of the overhead panel. Everything is set and on. We'll get the cabin crew to sit down. There we go. So they're ready for landing. Really, really lovely. These cherry blossom trees. They actually cherry blossom. They look like cherry blossom trees. No way. That is so cool. That does look insanely good. Chaseplane. I mean, look at that. That does look cool. I just love the look of the cherry blossom trees there. Okay, we're going to set flaps 10 and autopilot disconnected. I have control, and we're going to get the yoke camera on there in the corner so you guys can see my yoke inputs. Now we need to trim it, nose up ever so slightly. Now tempo, we need to be at 2,400 feet, so let's descend to 2,400. We'll switch off the flight directors, left and right. There's that sound is finished now. It's a very odd sound, that. Hello turbulence, it's come back again. We are shaking around today. Let's get ourselves down to 2,400 feet.
2,500.
And QNH is 1013, which is set. Just slightly left a bit more. And we're going to configure for landing now. So 135 is our final landing speed. And we're going to select gear down, flaps 15. Can't hear if the flaps have been set. Oh, there we go. Now they're making noise. Maybe it's a little bug. Okay, we'll start the left-hand turn. We can stop the descent. Nod depth means to be at 1,500. Okay, flaps 25. Flaps 30. And there we go, flaps are set. What a lovely arrival. Okay, runway is also in sight. We'll get ourselves down to 1,500. Just trim that nose wheel slightly. Trying to say nose wheel. Silly Billy. Beautiful. Okay, good. So we are on profile. Once we reach nod depth, we start our descent from 1,500 feet and we glide it down to the runway at that point. Just straighten up ourselves here. And runway we're landing on is 14. So we'll select heading 140 in case there's a missed approach. And then once we get to nod depth, we'll also disconnect the auto thrust. We'll do it ourselves. There we go. Right, we'll start our descent and our glide. Lovely stuff. Auto thrust disconnected. I have control of that. Nagasaki traffic on upon 373 on final runway 14. There we go. There's the wind. Don't need that steep of a descent.
$1,000.
Let's just increase our altitude slightly, or our pitch. Ah, there's the turbulence I expected. Okay, currently got 3 reds, 1 white. Although I do feel kind of on track. Just slow down the descent rate anyway. There we go, 2 whites, 2 reds.
500.
A little bit higher there.
400. Approaching minimums. 300.
Great, ease up the descent.
Minimums.
Continue.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30.
And
20.
thrust idle.
10.
Flare. Hold it there. Touchdown. And reverses. Versus green decel. Welcome everyone to Nagasaki Airport. And reverse is stowed. Manual braking. Spoilers can come in. Well, that's a really nice touchdown, I think. Very nice indeed. It was minus 144. Not bad at all. I will switch off that auto brake, bring up the flaps. Yeah, see, they made no sound again there. And just slow it down. And we're going to switch on the APU. Yeah, there's no sounds coming from the overhead. Maybe there's a sound bug there. At least we've got engine sounds. Oh, actually, sounds come from here, but nowhere else. 1 hour 35 minutes altogether. Switch on the bleeds, switch off the strobes. Handed in wise, it felt really nice to fly. Really good. Okay, we're going to go to stand 7, I think. One of the jet bridges. GSX, gate 7, nope. And we're handed in by BC Skymark. I'll slow it down into stand 7. Beautiful flight, really lovely. Scenic ways the whole way. Just what I like. And stop. Parking brakes are set, engine 1, engine 2 cut off, anti-collision light off, seatbelt signs off, electric pumps and pro-peats, pats and come off, isolation valve auto, and we'll switch off these two centre fuel pumps, or those fuel pumps there, and switch that to AP generator, and there we have it everybody. We've got the little GSX serenade and dance. There we go, love that. Welcome to Nagasaki Airport. We have arrived, and it's the first flight in the PMDG 737-700, and I have to say I really did enjoy flying that one. It was definitely much fun to fly. I think it definitely feels a lot, well, I mean, I don't know if they've actually changed anything, like I said, with the flight controls, but if they have, then it does feel really, really nice to fly, especially hand flying it all the way down there was great. And also the textures of the aircraft as well are brilliant. So yeah, you can pick this one up on the PMDG store. If you own this aircraft in the 2020 version, then you can get yourself 60% off. I think I paid about £24 for it, which isn't too bad for a, you know, aircraft that is about 60 or 70 something pounds. So not too bad at all. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I will catch you all in the next one. Have a lovely rest of your day or whatever you're doing, and I'll see you all shortly. Bye bye.